Welcome to the Imperium Forex daily video. Before we begin, it should be noted that any advice is of a general nature only and that your personal circumstances have not been taken into consideration. Hello everyone, my name is Rob Clayton and thank you very much for joining me. Overnight, the US dollar staged an impressive gains after a string of data pointed to solid US growth. The dollar index hit a 7-week high of 93.81 and now could easily be on its way towards the region of 96 to 97. But that being said, this all depends on tonight's event risk. We do have the non-farm payrolls, and also we have two FOMC members speaking, William Dudley and Robert Kaplan. The other thing that I'd like to mention is that we do need to see a close above 93.50. Currently it's trading around 93.60. So looking at the Australian dollar, well, the short-term retracement quickly buckled after the market drops away from the resistance of 78.70. The Australian weakness continued after yesterday's release on retail sales. The worse than expected figure, despite a better than expected trade surplus, fell by 0.6% in August. It was the most significant fall since March 2013, compared to the forecast of plus 3%. Among the fall was 1.8% decline in cafes and restaurant turnover. Also, sales fell in every state and territory across the country. Retailers such as Myers was down 2.3%, and along with Premier Investments, which owns brands like Just Jeans and Portman's, which fell by 1.3%. The Australian trade data showed an increased trade surplus of 989 million in August, with annual exports to China lifting to a record high of 98.6 billion in the year to August. It is viewed that the market will continue to remain weak and now about to challenge the level of 77, 75, 80. My view is the market will fall further and look towards 77, 20, 30 with the objective of 76.50 to 77.20 after the break of the moving average that came in at 78.5. As I mentioned, the dollar strength is likely to continue. Now this has put the negative bias back on the euro and looking to the immediate target of 116.85. A break beneath there would give further exposure to the downside, which I do expect, towards 116.30 or even low as 115.40 and reassess from there, with resistance on the day at 117.80.90. But as I mentioned, the market is looking tonight at the non-farm payrolls, so this could heighten the weakness for euro. Well, the dollar-yen case is pretty much unchanged as it's locked in a range of 112.25 to 113.15. However, from a technical point, you can see here it is breaking down. I do expect to see failed challenges towards the top side, with the overall likely of a break of 112.25. Now, my strategy is still to buy dips as long as 111.60 holds. I do expect to see a recovery from there and re-challenge the 113 handle. Well, the pound has broken further to the downside after crushing the support at 131.95, with the overall outlook now looking towards 130.60-65. I am still very cautious though, and I haven't really been on this move all the way. I was looking at 132.60, but beneath there I was a little bit uncertain. The reason behind that is the Bank of England can easily come out with any kind of comments to a hawkish side after they recently implied that it might raise rates in the near future, with low unemployment and high inflation the main arguments for a rate rise. On the technical front though, we are getting a little bit oversold, especially from the RSI, so we are not too far away from a recovery, with immediate resistance seen at 131.60. The gold outlook briefly looked under 68 this morning and now challenges it again. I'm a buyer on dips towards 58. There is bullish divergence, so I do expect to see a recovery up to 72 or maybe back towards the recent highs of this week of 1,280 to 83. The oil outlook recovers overnight and mainly on the back of the rebound in front of that support of 49.5. I do expect to see further recovery if we see a break of 51.5 this could put the objective back towards the 53 region, which was recently rejected. And to wrap up with silver, the market still looks poised to the upside, and I do expect to see further tests on that level of $16.8090. Now, a break above there will give further scope towards a target of $17.25, which what I am favouring, purely for the fact is that gold may recover, so should silver, with the base coming in now at $16.45. So that wraps up for today. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful day that's ahead of you and a great start to the new weekend.